I was born and brought up in Kashmir, Srinagar city,
Okay.
actually. And I have an elder brother. मेरे भाई हैं एक मुझसे 8 साल बड़े हैं. So that. And this entire journey of Bollywood actually started बिल्कुल एक accident था. It was not something I planned, and surprisingly, it was not something I dreamed of. It was never a thought that I would do this. But it just happened, and बहुत सारी चीजें होती गई और coincidence कुछ ना कुछ. And then there I was.
Okay. So, how was your? I mean, did you like it? How was it? Like, was it too exciting for you as a child? I know that अभी तो नहीं होगी, but जब इन्होंने तुम्हें pick किया था तुम्हारे school से, I remember, right? So, how was the experience?
It was. I don't think it registered उस time पे मुझे समझ भी नहीं आ रहा था कि हुआ क्या. I remember I have always been this person जिसको बहुत social anxiety होती थी. You know, I've always been this introvert and मुझे इतना socialize करना अच्छा नहीं लगता था, and let alone to be able to perform in front of so many people. So that in itself was such a weird experience for me. So what happened is कि हमारे school में I will just tell you the story exactly हुआ क्या था कि हमारे स्कूल में ऐसी कुछ वर्कशॉप्स होती रहती थी और कुछ ना कुछ होता रहता था. और somehow हमारे स्कूल में एक एक्टिंग वर्कशॉप हो रहा था जहाँ पे we decided कि हम एक play create करेंगे, and this play was around women empowerment. It was about female infanticide.
Okay.
तो हमने वो play किया और somehow that play actually went बहुत अच्छा हुआ, बहुत ही अच्छा हुआ. And that was the first time I was performing. So I'm telling you, I'm a person who couldn't even speak in
Yeah.
front of
Yeah.
people.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then there I was out there performing. So it was weird for me. And coincidentally, वो play बहुत ही अच्छा गया. And since then, my principal kind of noticed that, okay, this girl has this thing for acting. She can act.
Yeah. Yeah.
So उसके बाद काफी months के बाद एक बार एक casting director थे. वो casting director हमारे school आए. Actually वो कश्मीर आए. He was looking for a girl for some film, and he was visiting several schools. And he also happened to visit ours during that time.
Okay.
And he came over, and I remember my principal called me to her office, and she asked me if I would want to take part in it, if I would want to audition. I had no idea कि किस चीज के लिए audition हो रहा है, क्या हो रहा है. My principal gave in my name. She said you should go and give an audition. So I went for that audition, and I got shortlisted for that audition, but I did not get selected. I was really upset. I was really upset कि क्यों नहीं हुआ, और काफी टाइम तक उन्होंने नहीं बताया कि क्या है, और बहुत टाइम बाद they said that you have not been selected for that role. And months later, one day I'm sitting and I get a call from a casting director here in Kashmir. So he called me and he said, there's this ad we're trying to shoot. Why don't you come over, give an audition? So I went for that
Okay.
audition. Long story short, I shot one ad with them. I shot another ad with them. And one day I was sitting, and so I came back from school. मैं स्कूल से आई और मैं किचन में एंटर किया, and my mother is just sitting there like this.
Yeah.
She's sitting and
Yeah.
she's looking at me, and she had this really weird look on her face. I'm looking at her. Okay, क्या हो गया? Have I done something? मेरे से कोई गलती हो गई? कुछ कर दिया मैंने? क्या हो गया? मुझे ऐसे क्यों
Yeah.
देख रही है? So I asked her क्या हुआ, and she said, "Do you know somebody called?" Like, okay, who called? Do you want to tell me who called? And she's like, "Do you remember that casting director?" I said, "Yeah." He said he was calling. You've been offered a role in a film.
And that was the this Amir Khan's movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she said, "Do you know who it is?" And I said, "Who?" She said, "It's Amir Khan." I was like, "You're kidding. You're joking, right? This cannot be true."
Yeah.
Anyway, so then I went for that audition, and that took several months actually. So the audition was not something that you just go and you get selected. नहीं. बहुत लंबा सा audition था, काफी time रहा, काफी time चला, और eventually then I got selected for that film. I got selected
Yeah.
for
And that
the
was
film.
Dangal. Was that Dangal or that was
That was
Superstar?
Dangal.
That
That
was
was
Dangal,
Dangal.
right? I
That
remember.
was
Yeah.
Dangal. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it so happened that while we were shooting Dangal, I got offered the second film. So it had not even happened that my first film was out. And before my first film could get out, while I was shooting it, I got the offer for the second film as well. So I
Okay.
had two films in my bag.
And both were the
That's
Amir
how it.
Khans, right? Yeah, I remember
Yes.
shooting with you. Yeah. And
Yes.
that was the Superstar movie.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. अच्छा, अब मुझे ये बताओ कि आमिर के साथ और उनकी टीम के साथ आपका जो है वो एक्सपीरियंस कैसा रहा?
It was really good. Now that I'm out of it, I'm not gonna say that it was bad. It was good. I enjoyed it. Whatever time I spent there, I enjoyed it. Of course, then we're gonna get to that story later, obviously, the realizations I had and as such. But I was really young.
जायरा, आपका
I'm
माइक जो है वो करीब कर दें। मेरे जो ऑडियंस है वो कह रहे हैं कि आपकी आवाज जो है ना, इट्स लिटिल बिट वो थोड़ा क्लियर नहीं हो
okay.
पा रही।
अभी सुनाई दे रहा है?
हाँ, अच्छा जायरा, यू 19 राइट?
I am 20.
यू
I'll
20? यू
turn
टर्न 20? अच्छा,
I'll
पता नहीं वो
turn
किसी को।
21 this year, inshallah.
अब हमारे सामने तो ये होता है ना कि जो छोटे बहन भाई होते हैं या जो छोटे होते हैं वो छोटे ही रहते हैं। तो आई वाज टॉकिंग टू समवन यस्टरडे एंड आई टोल्ड जायरा अभी 18 साल की हुई है, एंड देन टाइम कैसे, टाइम इज फ्लाइंग यार, टाइम कैसे गुजर जाता है पता ही नहीं चलता। तो जायरा, व्हेन यू स्टार्टेड वर्किंग यू वर 16 और इवन यंगर?
I think I was 14. I
14,
was
right?
14 when I
And you
shot
were,
my first ad.
yeah, and
Yeah.
you were अच्छा, तो मुझे बताओ कि स्कूल को और काम को कैसे मैनेज करती थी?
You know what? I'm just gonna take off my AirPods ताकि सबको आराम से सुनाई दे।
Yeah, because everyone is like, असल में देखो टीवी पे इंटरव्यूज देखना ना ज़ायरा इज वेरी डिफरेंट, एंड थैंक यू सो मच बाय द वे यू ऑल, लेट मी टेल यू दैट ज़ायरा डज नॉट गिव हर इंटरव्यूज एनीमोर, बहुत कम देती हैं। एक्सक्लूसिवली जो है वो मरियम बाजी के लिए इन्होंने ये इंटरव्यू किया है। ज़ायरा, आई विल बी थैंकफुल, आई मीन आई एम स्टिल थैंकफुल, and such a wonderful woman and girl she is, माशाल्लाह, अल्लाह में इनकी नसीब अच्छे करे। अच्छा, मुझे अब आप ये बताओ ज़ायरा कि किस तरीके से आपके पेरेंट्स ने आपको सपोर्ट किया ड्यूरिंग यू वर वर्किंग एंड योर ब्रदर एंड बिकॉज तुम यूर लाइक एक्टिंग तो तुम्हें बहुत अच्छी आती थी, स्किल्स तो तुम्हारी बहुत ही, मतलब इवन व्हेन यू टॉक विदाउट लाइक दिस नकाब, यू हैव लाइक रियली गुड एक्सप्रेशंस, एंड आई हैव सीन दैट। सो वो नॉर्मल लोग नहीं कर सकते, तो वो कैसे इन्होंने आपको किया सपोर्ट?
It was weird for, look, I'm going to be very honest, it was weird for them at first. Um, it's not some, because I told you कि ये ऐसी कोई चीज नहीं थी जो मैं करना चाहती थी, या जो मैंने, it was not even a thing कि मैंने घर पे बोला हो मुझे एक्ट्रेस बनना है, या मुझे it just happened. It just happened, and genuinely I feel कि it was a journey that Allah Ta'ala had planned for me. I had never planned it. I had never even thought
माशाल्लाह,
about it. So for my
माशाल्लाह।
parents, when I told them, it was weird. It was a surprise, and I'm going to be honest. My parents were like, "Bhai, tum chup karke baitho, tum jaogi, and you'll get." First of all, it was the thing that will. Do you think you will get selected for the audition? Do you think you will get selected? So it's not going to happen.
और भाई तो होते ही
And
कैसे ना, मजाक
yes,
उड़ाते
yes, yes, and not mazak. They just know who you are, right?
हैं।
Parents को पेरेंट्स से बेहतर किसको पता होता है अपने बच्चों के बारे में. But I also remember when actually I got the audition, I got selected. तो पापा मेरे साथ गए थे. I have never traveled without my parents. I've always had कोई ना कोई मेरे
Yeah, with your
साथ
parents.
हमेशा रहा है. तो हमारे साथ भी अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह ये हुआ कि हम लोग जब वहाँ बॉम्बे गए, my first time I was there, I was auditioning और ये सब हो रहा था. So my father at some point was really worried. Of course, it's an unknown place and you don't know what's going on. But fortunately, the crew was really good. All of them, they were really, really, really good, and they really took great care of all of us. तो हम लोग जब वहाँ पर गए, my father and so दंगल के लिए एक और चीज क्या थी कि हमें बहुत ट्रेनिंग करनी पड़ती थी. So for 6 months we trained, and when my father saw me, and it's a father who's seeing a very clumsy daughter,
Yeah, yeah.
seeing doing ऐसा wrestling कर रही है, and he really thought कि ये लड़की टूट जाएगी, as in physically she'll break. He was like इसकी हड्डी वड्डी
Mentally, because she can't do this.
not just mentally, it's physically. I told you, my father thought I was a really clumsy girl, which I was.
Yeah.
And he said कि ये तो इसकी हड्डी वड्डी टूट जाएगी. And he came and he came and he very politely asked me, look, if you won't be able to do it, please tell me. I'll talk to the crew. It's okay. You don't have to, you don't have
And
to
what,
do
how was
it.
your reaction? What, like, were you like really into this that no, Baba, I have to do this? Like, I'm not going. Like, because knowing you, if you like something, if you want to do something, you will not look right and left. You will just, be very focused and
I honestly do not even remember if I was focused or not. I was just trying what I could do. I it's not, I'm not going to say like कि भाई मैंने बहुत कमाल किया था और वो किया था. मैं कोशिश कर रही थी जितनी मुझसे हो सकती थी, मैं उतनी कोशिश करती रहती थी, because it was really tough. It was not easy, क्योंकि बहुत स्ट्रेनिंग होता है आपके लिए एक ऐसे इंसान के. ऑफ कोर्स आई वाज रियली यंग. आपने कभी कोई फिजिकल एक्टिविटी एंगेज, आप उसमें कभी भी एंगेज नहीं हुए हो, एंड सडनली यूर एक्ट, योर रेसलिंग, लेट अलोन एक्टिंग तो चलिए दूसरी बात है, पर रेसलिंग वाज रियली रियली टफ. बहुत मुश्किल
yeah.
था और बहुत टफ स्केड्यूल होता था.
और 6 months तक आप लोगों ने ट्रेन किया था, and then you guys started shooting for this
यस
movie, right?
यस यस.
And then what about Secret Superstar? That तो you मतलब rocked it completely. And मतलब everybody, I know that I should not talk about it that much, but like me and you discussed it earlier that on interview I'm going to be asking these questions. ये मुझे बताओ कि Sky is Pink तो आपने देखी नहीं है खुद?
नहीं, मैंने नहीं देखी.
अच्छा, प्रियंका चोपड़ा एंड फरहान के साथ आपने जब काम किया था, तो who casted you, what exactly happened?
So I see, by that time I mean मेरी 2 फिल्म्स रिलीज हो चुकी थी, and I was getting a lot of offers. बहुत सारे offers थे उसमें, और I had a team that time. I had a manager. I had a team who was organizing everything. They would look into all the details. कौन सी फिल्म आ रही है, कौन सी स्क्रिप्ट कर रहे हैं वो. So it was their thing. उन्होंने ढूंढा था और वो सब. It all worked out because
Yeah,
of
because
my.
I remember you were about to sign a movie with Shah Rukh Khan also, right?
Yes, I was.
And then that is the time when you said no, right? What you said no, I don't want to do it, right? So what came into your mind? How exactly this thing happened when you were, because people are like, movie देखने के क्या, premiere देख के, if I will look at Shah Rukh Khan, I remember I worked with him like on an event with Shah Rukh Khan, and then when he came in front of me, I was totally numb. I mean, I don't like, you know me, right?
Yeah.
So it was like a fan moment. I was working with him, but still, like still मुझे तो कुछ समझ ही नहीं आ रहा था कि मैं कर क्या रही हूँ. So you being like कि sign हो गई एक movie शाहरुख खान के साथ, and then you said no, I don't want to do it. और किसी के साथ भी. It's not about him. It's about I'm leaving Bollywood. जो हर बंदे का ख्वाब है. Mostly हमारी जो generation है.
I if I have to narrate this journey, it'll actually take hours, genuinely. And I remember, so this thing, जैसे आपने शाहरुख खान की जो भी फिल्म थी जो साइन होने वाली थी, nobody knew मैंने वो क्यों छोड़ी that time. So this was after Secret Superstar. I was going and I was journeying through certain things. मैं events वगैरह कर रही थी ये वो. But there was a thing within me that was constantly bugging me कि something is not right. Something is